Hello and welcome. So I want to share the little daily energizer routine. Generally when I start a practice, I start with a little bit of awareness and dropping into the center. So I'm going to move through that really quickly so you can just get a chance to learn this practice quite well, and then you won't really need the video anymore. So you can do this sitting on the floor or sitting on a bed. If you're on a bed and the floor as well, you want to make sure you got something underneath you. I'm a big fan of couch cushions. I've actually got, or throw cushions, whatever you like to call them. I got a couple underneath me. So if you're sitting on the floor, just wanting to make sure the hips are above the knees. And same thing, if you're on a bed, we sink down a lot. So you want to be able to lift yourself up so you're not kind of caving in and curling the spine. You want to get that support to be able to open up and lift up and lengthen the spine. It's so much of our energy processes run through that center core of the body, and I get when we're feeling unwell we end up curling over, but we want to be able to open up this space so we can kind of grow our field and start shifting. All right, so I'm just going to take a moment, just bring yourself into the space, bringing your awareness into the breath. Maybe just letting out a big sigh. And then we're going to move into breathing in through the nose, exhaling out the mouth. So inhaling through the nose, exhaling out the mouth. And we'll keep that going through the whole practice. So I'm going to just start bringing one hand up to the opposite shoulder, giving a nice squeeze in through the back there. We've got points that connect into the stomach and the gallbladder and the back there. It help open them up. And the more we do this, the more we can sort of release tension across the shoulders, helping getting things crossing over. So then give it a squeeze and drag down to the opposite hip. And doing that on the other side, getting in there, squeezing. Don't be afraid to press hard if you can. If you're struggling with something like fibromyalgia, just go gently. Just go with your level of tolerance and dragging to the other side. So just going to do that a couple more times. Give a little squeeze. So each time I do it, I do a little less long length of time with the squeeze. The first one, I do quite a bit of time squeezing and then I slow it down. And then continuing to work with that inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth, coming up onto the cheekbones, connects with the stomach point. So just tapping on the cheekbones. You can also just press and pulse or massage. And if it's too much for you, you can also just tap in the field. So we're stimulating the stomach meridian, which supports grounding, so helping getting the meridian system, the energies within the body, grounded. And then moving down to just below the collarbone. So finding that collarbone and then going to that soft part underneath and tapping in there. And this is called the K27s. So again, you can tap, you can massage, you can press. If you're feeling particularly fatigued and tired, it can be really good to try and press into this as deeply as you can tolerate without bruising yourself. So giving a nice, good rub, and this helps get the energies moving forward. And again, you can tap in the field if tapping is too much for you on the skin or pressing is too much. And then coming into the center with the thymus gland. Apologize for the extra sound on the mic here. So inhaling through the nose, exhaling out the mouth. So this helps, this percussion that hits the thymus gland helps stimulate the creation of the T cells, helps support our immune system. And then lastly, coming over, so this is called the four thumbs, coming over to just below sort of the brow line onto the side, the rib cage. This is spleen points, the end of the spleen meridian. So our spleen supports assimilation of the blood. It also helps assimilation of the our emotions, our experiences. So if you're going through an emotional time, sort of rubbing on this area, giving it a little bit of stimulation is also very supportive. So continuing with our breath, inhaling through the nose, exhaling out the mouth. And then we're going to come down and do a little homolateral reset. So just same hand, same leg, just going up and down. And so this is when a lot of our energies are running in parallel, which often happens when we're unwell. We want to get them crossing over. And so stopping with that, do a little wipe out of the hands, and then we're going to move into opposite hand to opposite leg. And we're going to go slide the hand across the belly as well. So this is a version of cross crawl. If we're standing up, we'd basically be swinging arms and legs, walking on spot. So again, this helps. We want to get everything crossing over. Generally, everything in the brain sort of moves right to left. Well, from the brain to the body, right to left. And the same sort of thing happens within the energy systems as well. Except for the meridians, they all sort of run parallel to each other. But we're working with multiple systems as well as working with the neurological system. Continue with that breath, inhaling through the nose, exhale out the mouth. Then shake that off. And then we're going to move into the Wayne Cook posture. So if you're right-handed, you'd start with the right leg. If you're left-handed, start with the left leg. So I'm right-handed, so I'm starting with my right leg. So I'm going to put my foot over my knee. So my ankle is kind of resting on the thigh. Left hand over the ankle, right hand over the bottom of the foot. And so we're getting a crossing over at the wrist, crossing over of the legs. And then just inhale, so the gentle lift up. Exhale out the mouth. So we do 3 breaths here. And then switch legs. So this time left going on top, right hand goes on the ankle, left hand on the bottom of the foot. Inhaling, lifting up gently. Exhaling, relaxing. So 3 nice deep breaths. Then release. You can get the legs out in front of you or you can cross them again. It's up to you. We're just going to tent the fingers, bringing the thumbs to the point between the eyebrows. And then it's a gentle push in as we inhale and lift up. Exhaling out the mouth. One more breath for 3 breaths. And then bringing the fingers into 2 lines at the center of the forehead, pushing in and gently pulling out. So the Wayne Cook posture helps unscramble the energies, helps unscramble neurologically what's going on, and supports this energy system of getting everything's going left and right. So great when you're feeling scattered and ungrounded. Then we're going to move into tracing the central and the governing meridians. The central runs up the front, governing runs up the back. So this is a great time if you work with an affirmation. So if you don't have a particular affirmation you're working with, one of the really popular general ones to work with is every day and every way I'm getting better, better and better. So just putting that in your mind, and as you inhale, drawing it up, and then coming up to the top lip. And then we can exhale out into the field. And then to trace the governing meridian, we're going to bring our 2 hands onto the base of the spine and then just dragging up through the center, and then imagining you're reaching, if you can't reach, and up and over and ending at the top lip. And then the last thing we're going to do, continue with the inhale through the mouth, inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. 1 middle finger in the belly button, 1 middle finger in the point between the eyebrows. And again, pushing in and pulling up as you inhale. 3 breaths, exhaling out. So we're hooking up those 2 energy circuits, which helps to hook up a lot of the different energy systems in the body. And there you go. That is the simple daily energizer routine. Can allow your breath just return to natural nostril breathing. If you'd like to move into one of the other practices or a meditation, I invite you to do that. Or simply just learning this practice so you can do it on a regular basis to help rebuild your energy. All right, blessings. Thank you.